Today we are doing a law of attraction video, which I did say I was going to do some manifestation videos. So this is basically the first one of the, I suppose you could call it the law of attraction series that I will do. I'm not a guru or anything like that. I have just been fascinated with this topic for so many years. I have put so many methods and techniques into my own life. I've used them and I have seen results. So that's why I feel like I want to share this with you guys, and I'm still learning along the way, and I'm still really excited, to learn new things and use new techniques. And there's things I've come across just recently that I've been doing, which is I am finding results with, which is really cool. But today I want to do the 22-day affirmation. Okay, so what this is, it's an affirmation. It's practically something that you want to put out to the universe, that you affirm. It's your own special mantra type thing. But, people want things all the time. We're always wanting things. So we've got to kind of come into a place within ourselves where we say to ourselves, you know what, I have this. It's already mine. It's coming to me. I claim this already. Because sometimes when you're wishing and just, it's kind of like sometimes wishy-washy sometimes. It's like, I really wish I could have that. But then there's a negative voice that comes in and says, well, I really can't see myself doing that because it's going to take this much money or this much time. And, there's always that negative voice behind that cancels out the affirmation or the intention that's put out there. So that's why it's good to write down one. And to be as specific as you can. Just say, for instance, you want to have true love in your life. So you could say, I have true love in my life. That's not as specific, because true love could be with an animal. True love could be in nature. You might have true love with someone who actually turns out to be someone who's not good for you, So there can be love that can come in. But you've got to be really specific as to what you want. So you could say something like, I am so happy and grateful that I now have my perfect soulmate or my true soulmate in my life right now, who is loving, who is honest, who is loyal, who is romantic and trustworthy. You can rattle off some things that you really find the qualities that you need in a true partner. So, it could be something like this. When you write down something, you're not saying I want or I wish. You're saying I have or I am. And what you're doing also is you are visualizing, what it is it's going to feel like to have that in your life. Imagine if it is love that you're after, or your true soulmate or your true twin flame coming in. Imagine them hugging you. What does it feel like to be hugged in their arms? Imagine, you might even see a visual as to what they might look like. But, you can feel it too, what it feels like to be loved, to have so much love from somebody who is your person. So if you close your eyes and you visualize that, and you just are in that little bubble, within yourself where you just feel so good, you write an affirmation with that. It's amazing what can happen. The power in it is amazing. And I've set it out for 22 days that you write this down, or that you affirm it. Because I know that people say it takes 21 days to form a habit. But for some reason I was drawn to saying 22 days. I guess the number 22 is a master number, which is the master builder. And we're building a life. We're creating. We're manifesting something. So that's why I chose 22. So, you can say, okay, what is it that I do want? What do I want in my life? I might want true love. I might want to lose 10 kilos. I might want to find the perfect career for myself. I might want to find a beautiful new home that I can move into. Whatever it is, you always start off your affirmation with I am, or I have, or I create, or I manifest. And for instance, like, you also put a positive feeling in there and say that you're grateful. Like, for instance, I have an affirmation that I am so happy and grateful and feel so blessed that I now own my own divine dream home. And I have stated where I want that dream home. And I've stated that it's with my true twin flame. And then I say at the end of my affirmation, so it is. Because that is saying it is happening right now. It is. So it is. So for instance, okay, sorry about that. I will say, and don't mind my handwriting because it's not the best. I am so happy and grateful, right? Grateful. And feel so blessed. I should have gotten one with lines. to now own my own divine dream home. This is what I've done, right? Dream home on the, and that's where I fill in my details because it's personal. I'm not going to reveal everything. With my true twin flame. Okay, that's what I've written. And so that's my affirmation. So it is. And then I'll say thank you, universe, and all that stuff, right? So this is where it's at. I am so happy and grateful and feel so blessed to now own my own divine dream home on the wherever I want to be and with my true twin flame. So it is. That is my mantra. That is my affirmation. And I say this every day for 22 days, but you can say it obviously ongoing as well, depending on how you are, and maybe until you achieve what you want. So that's where the key words are. I am, you're putting feeling words in there. Blessed, happy, grateful. You might change it. You might say something like, I am so free. I am so rejuvenated. Like, you know, it could be anything that's a positive word that you use. And you're saying that I now am doing this. I now own it. I am being this right now. So it is. So if you find out what it is you want, you be as specific as you can. Now, some people might say, well, that's not being so specific because, you know, what kind of dream home do you want? But it's in my mind. It's in my mind because, you know, otherwise it's going to be an essay to write out every single little quality and detail of this thing. You want to compact it into, you know, something that you can remember and recite each day. And I remember this. It's easy. So whilst I'm doing that, I also have a picture, and I mean a literal picture of like the beach or the coast or the country or wherever it is I want to be, okay? And so, you know, that's what you do is every morning you wake up and you see that picture in your mind or in front of you even if you want to take a real photograph and put it right on your bedside table, whatever it is, whether it's a location or a person or a love heart for true love, whatever it is, your sign, your symbol. And you look at that every morning when you wake up and you recite this, you know, you're starting to really build that energy. And I remember when I was 21 years of age, I learned this technique, the 21-day affirmation technique, through an amazing woman called Lindy Stratford in Bendigo when I was living there in Australia. And she really opened up my whole world with spirituality. I always was very in tune with the psychic realm, but she really helped me with the affirmation side of things. And she taught us to do this, you know, to be as specific as you can be. And what that was that I actually had an affirmation that said, I have justice, safety, protection, truth, and enlightenment in my life for the highest good of all, because that's what you can say as well, is you can actually, after your affirmation, say, for the highest good of all. And I recited that for 21 days. Well, actually, I recited it for 19 days out of the 21 days, because when I recited it, I was just doing it, believing in it, but I just really didn't put a lot of energy into it either, because I was just learning. On the 19th day, everything that I knew in my reality came crashing down. And I don't want to scare you guys, because it's not like, you know, every affirmation you do is going to cause a tower moment, as they say in the tarot, tower moment. But that was my spiritual awakening. That was my actual tower moment. Everything that I was reciting and affirming and feeling and believing was actually manifesting. And in order to do so, everything that I knew in my reality then was completely opposite to what I was affirming. So it had to come undone. So that's what will happen sometimes, is that you will affirm things, but you got to be prepared for what's coming up around it, okay? So, you know, it's not going to be always that something really drastic, like, you know, sometimes, like, that was a traumatic time, I'll put it that way, because there were significant betrayals from a person I was finding out about. We were having money issues. I was homeless for a while. It was really crazy. It was a crazy, crazy time for me. And some people will undergo that and some people won't. Some people will suddenly just start feeling a shift or a beautiful new opportunity, or a door will open up for things, and you can just kind of move in that way towards it. And I have had things like that occur for me as well. So it's not all crazy, scary stuff, you know. But that was really amazing how that all occurred for me, because everything I was affirming, safety, justice, protection, truth, and enlightenment in my life, had to get rid of all the things that were opposite to that, where I wasn't safe, where I wasn't protected, I was being lied to, and I was being blindsided and deceived. So all those things had to go. And thank God they did, you know, because that really, the universe were looking out for me, put it that way. And it was a lesson I was meant to learn, but amazing what happens when you actually start shifting your intention, your reality, the way you look at things. You know, if you look at things, what is it, that saying, Wayne Dyer? I'm trying to think of it. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that's what was happening for me. So it's really quite amazing in that way. So I have done other affirmations as well in my life, and things have come true regarding my health and relationships and things like that. And sometimes you might affirm for things that you really think you want, and then when it comes, you realize, well, it's not what I really want anymore. I'm kind of I've outgrown that now. So you've got to make sure that when you are affirming things, that it is what you really want, and that you are prepared for it to come in, because sometimes it's like that saying goes, you got to be careful what you wish. You know, be careful what you wish for, because it does come to you. But it's so exciting though. You know, it is an exciting process. It's really fun. It's beautiful. And it's just that, you know, a lot of people will say, I want a different life. I need to change so much about me. I don't like how I'm living my life. And they'll affirm and do things because, you know, the universe loves action as well. It's okay to write this down and recite it every day, but you got to really visualize. You got to feel it. You got to do some minor changes in your life, you know, even baby steps in your life that are going to help you. So just say, for instance, you wanted to lose 10 kilos and you recite this, like, I'm rejuvenated, I've lost this and that, and I'm eating healthy, etc. And then you don't eat healthy, or you don't go to the gym or do any walking, then it's going to be very hard for you to lose 10 kilos. So it's like you are affirming it, but you're also doing some things to achieve it. Like, for instance, I want to move to a new location. I will research things on the internet about it. I will maybe even go and visit there to see where I want to be. You know, it's taking action. So it's amazing how that all works. So for 22 days, you recite it. And what you do is, for at least 5 minutes a day, as you recite this during the day, you visualize it in your mind. You can close your eyes and visualize yourself living this life, being that way that you want to be, being in that relationship, having that person wrap their arms around you and draw you in close and love you. You know, your true person, having that amazing health that you want. You know, whatever it is you want, you can achieve it. And it's so funny, you know, because sometimes, like, there's this way of doing things, like affirming things and feeling really awesome, and you're gaining that momentum, that energy for it, and it does come in. And then there's other times where I will just say things like, oh, I wish I had this, you know, or I really need that. And then it goes out of my head, and then before I know it, and it's very instant, in that day or within that week, there's something or someone coming to my door with the exact thing that I wanted. It is just absolutely amazing. And I'll give you an example. It's pretty funny, actually. But it's so funny. But anyway, it's just something minor. Like, I was thinking, geez, I need to get some new underwear. You know, I just need to get a whole new packet or whatever. And then I went and visited my friend later that afternoon. She goes, oh, I've got some new underwear that doesn't fit me. So I wondered if you want some. They're all in the packet there. I just realized they were the wrong size. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so freaking weird. And I told her, I said, that is so weird, because it was just yesterday or today, whenever it was, that I was just thinking I needed new stuff, right? And then there was this, what else was it? Yeah, this is so weird. I remember thinking to myself, geez, and this is when I was having Macca's Sundays, you know, McDonald's ice creams, oh my God. But anyway, I thought to myself, geez, I'm craving a chocolate sundae. I really should get one. And I knew my auntie was coming around, and I remember thinking, geez, it would be really awesome if she got one, but I didn't want to ask her. I didn't want, because I knew that she was on her way, and I didn't want to bother her going through the drive-through and all that. And I kid you not, it was absolutely weird and amazing at the same time. She comes through the door with a freaking chocolate ice cream sundae, and I was like, oh my God, you're weird. We call each other weird, you know. It's actually a compliment in a family when we say someone's weird. But I said, oh my God, you're so weird. I said, I was just thinking about that. So this is how amazing our intention really is. And I didn't even put much energy on those. So you can imagine what an affirmation is when you actually are sitting there and feeling it and affirming it in positive ways, how much that's going to impact on your life. You know, you can imagine that when I've just, said something in passing in my mind and it's come true, and then this is coming true even more so. Sometimes things will be delayed. I find that when I'm thinking things in passing, like if there's a passing thought in my day, that it is instant for some reason. And some people will say, well, that's because there's no resistance there. Okay, because usually what we're affirming for and doing it every day type thing is what we're really, really wanting. So it's kind of like it's not here, so there's a bit of a resistance to it. And that's where we've got to learn to just let go of that, you know, through trusting and having faith and doing our emotional freedom techniques as well. You know, the EFT tapping, you can look it up on Google. I might do a video on it, where you can tap on certain points, meridian points, I think it is, on your body, and it allows for the energy to flow, and it unblocks those areas, which is really cool. And you do affirm as you're doing them. So I might do that one actually. But this is what you do, 22 days of this. And you have a picture, either literally, if you can't visualize, either way though, you can do both if you want. You can visualize it in your mind and have a picture of it that you see in the morning, or a symbol. So say, for instance, you want a beautiful true love, you want your true twin flame to come in. You might draw a picture of a heart with two flames on there, you know, just for an example. Or you might have flowers there, or a rose quartz on your bedside table, whatever it might be. You know, and I also have what they call a song, like an anchor song. So what I will do in the mornings, I will look at my picture and I will play my song afterwards. So, you know, Abraham Hicks, she says to look at a picture for at least 17 seconds. And I don't know much about the whole timing of things, but I feel like I usually look at mine for about a minute, you know, of the picture I want, and I see myself standing there in the picture and hearing and feeling and seeing all the things around me in that environment, in that picture. And that's what you do. And then I close my eyes, I play my song, which is the anchor song. You can choose one that can lift your spirits, you know, it's got to be something that makes you feel good. And so I play my anchor song as I'm closing my eyes in the mornings and visualizing, you know, what it is that I want and that I see myself being right now, living that life right now. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I'm starting to feel, it's really weird, like I start to feel like this shift, you know, they say like you're shifting into another dimension type thing, and that's what it feels like, jumping into another dimension. Like it feels like a real shift, like this life of mine is coming to like a close, like the cycle of it, I mean. Like the chapter in this lifetime is coming to a close. There will be another chapter I go into in this lifetime. And I see that so many people have what I call chapters or cycles. So many people like have different cycles or chapters depending on their lessons, their journey. You might have had 20 cycles, you know, in your life right now. And you kind of feel it when something's coming to a close. You find that people that you're no longer associating with, you feel like your diet's changing. There's certain ways you're just changing. It's in your thoughts, it's in the way you are, the way you feel. the people you're around. It kind of all shifts, you know, it changes. And that's because we're growing and spiritually evolving. We've learned a lot of lessons. Now we're moving into something else. And the right people will be there as well. Call them in as well. Like you say, I have the right people around me at all times, you know, supporting me. And that's another affirmation you could do. So what you got to do is just figure out, you know, what is it that I really want right now? You could write 3 things down, and then you can write your own specific affirmations for that and recite them every day, you know, and have your anchor picture. And when I say anchor picture, it's like you're anchoring that picture into your mind. It's set in your mind. So it's amazing, you know, what this is here. And when you get to the 22 days, you can still continue to affirm it, but they also say to take a bit of a break in between too, so you just let it go to the universe. So I'm going to do another video on that, what I call the 11-11 technique. I've never heard of anyone else doing it. It's just something I've created using the tools and methods that are already out there regarding affirmations and different things, different methods you can use. I'll do another affirmation, law of attraction video on that. But I just wanted to share with you today the 22-day affirmation technique that you can do. Okay, guys? So let me know how you go. It's really exciting. You can draw pictures even. You can draw a vision board, you know, put up pictures on like a cork board or whatever, or a whiteboard. You know, you can, whatever it is, you can make a collage of things that you really want. It can be all sorts of things. Could be a family, could be a home, could be love, could be money, you know, it could be anything. So you can do that with the affirmations that you create as well. Put them into a visual thing that you can look at every day and do while you recite it. You know, look at while you recite these things. But they do say at least 5 minutes a day is good, you know, to do that, because some people are very, very busy. But it's important that you keep doing it, that you do this. Is there anything else I need to say about this? Yeah, sometimes you've got to say for the highest good of all, because you don't want to, like, you don't want to be so specific that you're saying a specific person is coming to you, because you kind of like, you know, they've got their own free will and they've got their own life and lessons to live. But you can say, you know, you can say everything that a person's got, from what they look like to their qualities. And if they're meant to come in, they will. Or you got to be prepared for someone else to come in. You know, it's really how it works with that, I believe. Some people affirm for that specific person to come in, and I just don't know if that works. I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong or anything, but I'm not sure if that would work specifically, and it would just lead to disappointment for a lot of people, because that person might not be ready right there and then, you know, to come into your life. They might not be meant to be in your life in that way just now. Maybe they've got other lessons to learn with other people or other things in their life. But at the end of the day, the more you raise your vibration, the more that you tap into your own divine, you know, affirmation, as I call it, the divine affirmation, you're going to start shifting. And if you are afraid to let go of your life because you might be letting go of someone else, you're not going to grow, you're not going to learn things, you're not going to raise your vibration, things like that, and move on. Sometimes when we let go, they come back. You know, if you're talking about, well, if it's your twin flame, if you're talking about a twin flame here, they will always come back, because they are you. You know, you are them. You are the one soul in 2 bodies. So, of course, you're going to come back to each other. But you can't control the fact that, you know, that they're going to come back to you by the end of May type thing, because they've got other lessons to do. And you might fall into disappointment by thinking, well, it doesn't work. You know, these affirmations don't work. But it does work, but it's divine timing with the universe. So I know some people say you've got to set a goal and put a specific date and time and like month on it, etc. And I mean, we can do that with other things. Maybe we can set a goal if we want to lose weight or something like that, or find true love. But as soon as we get specific and say, right, my twin flame's coming to me by the end of July, that's just not going to work for a lot of you. So just be aware of like what you're trying to fit into, you know, something regarding someone else's free will, etc., like that as well. But it's not saying it won't ever happen. It's divine timing with the universe as well. And I say we are co-creators with the universe. So the universe is going to do its magic and all that behind the scenes. We affirm, we manifest, we create, we believe, we have faith, we are grateful. And we say these words, I am, or I have, you know, specifically this life. And I'm so happy, and I'm rejuvenated, or I am just so content, or whatever words you want to use. I am so abundant, you know, whatever it is you want to say. And visualize it for at least 5 minutes a day, guys. Let me know how you go on that. And I'll do another video very soon about the 11-11 technique. It's really exciting. So I look forward to connecting with you then. Love and blessings.